This is Yvonne Strahovski, and you're listening to Chuck vs. Podcast.
Hi, my name is Graham Jones, but you can call me Gray. This is my show. It's about Chuck. It's filled with interviews, the latest news, crazy co-hosts, and spoilers that'll make your day. Oh, wait, I need to go back. I host these TV nights. They used to be pretty boring, but everything changed when I found NBC's new show, Chuck. Pretty soon, my TV night got pretty crowded. Guys I didn't even know were showing up the door. Big, important guys. Really scary, nasty, get killed for hosting them guys. Next thing I know, these super episodes are downloaded into my brain, which means every moment of my life, I'm thinking about Chuck. ChuckTV.net sent their top people to protect me. That's Mel and Liz. They're pretty zany. They co-host with me now as a cover. So now I must welcome you to Chuck vs. the Podcast, the first and only podcast for NBC's Chuck. This is Gray.
This is Mel.
This is Liz.
And you're listening to episode 6 of Chuck vs. the Podcast for July 7th, 2008. Undercover Pizza. We are busy today. We've got a very full episode. It's been a while since we put up the last one, but we are going to have a lot this month. Actually, this week we will have 2 podcasts, which is definitely a first for us. We'll have one today on July 7th and one on Friday, July 11th. So watch for us. We'll have another cool interview on Friday. And today, really, really exciting, we have an interview at the 50th annual Hollywood Stars baseball game. And Liz did that with our reporter on the street, Roz. This actually brings up a point. We've had a couple of emails from people volunteering to be on the podcast or volunteering to contribute these interviews. If you have anything related to Chuck, definitely please let us know. Or if you have a connection, we'd love to get you on the show if you have a particular slant that you'd want to enlighten the fans with. Our first item of business today is casting news, and we actually have quite a few announcements to make. First up, we have that Tony Hale, the Arrested Development alumnus, will play Emmett, the new assistant manager of the Buy More. An efficiency expert, he is sent in by Buy More Corporate and decides to stay on when he realizes how poorly run the store is. And next, really, really exciting, I think, is John Larroquette, who has been most recently seen on Boston Legal. Larroquette has a recurring role as a former 007 who is supposed to mentor Chuck in the ways of espionage. I personally loved the show Night Court when it was on, and John was great in that show. I haven't seen him in a lot of other stuff, but that is going to be so fun seeing him on Chuck.
Oh, that's going to be fun.
Well, moving right along, Melinda Clark from The OC, who played Marissa's mom and definitely was a force to be reckoned with on The OC, is set to appear in the second episode of Chuck, his second season, playing Sasha Banachek, a she-devil whom Chuck can only defeat with the help of a legendary womanizer played by John Larroquette. We get a little more detail about John. That's going to be fun. She is a really, really powerful presence on screen and loves playing the evil villain.
That's going to be a good match. I'm looking forward to seeing the two of them spar with each other on screen.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then also Michael Clark Duncan, best known for the film The Green Mile. Duncan will appear in the season premiere as a villain who likes to dangle Chuck out of windows, in addition to other nefarious pastimes. I love Michael Clark Duncan. He is also really, really powerful on screen. He just has such a commanding presence, and he can obviously do a very wide range of characters, so that's going to be really fun.
Mm-hmm. He is really cool. When I saw that casting notice, I thought, that is really awesome. That's an excellent villain for our season premiere.
Yeah.
Well, next up, we've got Michael Strahan. He's the ex-New York Giants Super Bowl champ. He's moving into acting and television now. He shows up in episode 3 as Mitt, the manager of a sporting goods store near the Buy More. And when Mitt's employees start using the Buy More's home theater room as their personal lunch/game room, I believe Madden 2009 is on the menu there, Morgan has to confront Mitt in a mighty showdown. Kind of smacks of David and Goliath there. So it'll be interesting to see how that turns out.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I remember reading, was it on your website that they were talking about how much fun they had?
Yeah. Michael Strahan was only going to be on once as Mitt, but apparently he did so well and they just clicked so well with the cast that Josh Schwartz, the creator, is considering bringing him back in as a semi-recurring character.
That ought to be interesting. I'm looking forward to seeing him because I just can't imagine him being in an acting role. I just can't.
Yeah, from everything I've heard, he does really well. Everybody was just completely blown away with him, so it should be fun to watch. And next up, probably the biggest news that's come out in this past week is that Nicole Richie has signed on for a guest spot. She's going to guest star in episode 4 as a snarky and spiteful girl who tortured Sarah during high school. And again, this is, for our spoiler phobes, this is going to be a kind of a spoilery description. In this episode, Sarah must face her fears when she is forced to attend her 10-year high school reunion for a mission with Chuck as her date. And she runs into Nicole's character there. So that's going to be giving us some additional insight into Sarah's past.
Which ought to be cool.
Yeah.
That should be an emotional episode, don't you think?
I would think so. I mean, goodness, high school, it's always emotional.
And depending on how they spin that, too, they can really play with how Sarah can't reveal herself as a spy, and so she can't retaliate.
Yes. Yeah, that's going to be interesting.
Yes, it is.
Then next up, we have Ben Savage, who will appear in that same episode. He is from Boy Meets World. If any of you remember, he's come a long way since then. He will be playing the geeky husband of Nicole Richie's character, who may be involved in something nefarious.
Dun, dun, dun.
Ben Savage. Now, his brother Fred was in The Princess Bride.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently Ben credits his brother for getting him into acting.
That's pretty cool. And then I guess Fred was also the star of The Wonder Years for several years, so they both kind of had success as teen actors in their own shows, which is pretty neat.
Yeah.
Well, looking at this cast list, boy, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 really significant actors here. These are going to be great guest appearances, and I hope we see some of them as recurring roles on the show. Yeah,
it's a pretty good lineup for those first 4 episodes. I can't wait to see who else they get.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, Mel, you've got some news about Comic-Con, which is coming right up.
Yes, it is. It's in just a few weeks here. The Chuck panel, it's been tentatively announced. It's not official yet. It's going to be on Saturday afternoon during Comic-Con, which would be July the 26th. And Liz and I and Roz will all be there to cover it for ChuckTV.net and for Chuck versus the podcast. We're hoping to get some really good reports back for everybody. There's no confirmation yet about who exactly will be there, but after last year's very successful panel, we're expecting most of the cast members, plus Josh Schwartz, is going to be there. So we're really looking forward to covering that for everybody. And if you have any questions that you'd like for us to ask the cast or Josh Schwartz, send them in and we'll see what we can do. And also while we're out there, we're planning to tour the Warner Brothers lot where Chuck is filmed, and we're going to have some inside information about that on our next podcast.
Very cool. I wish I could come to Comic-Con maybe next year.
Maybe. They were there last year. I'm wondering if this is going to be an annual occurrence for the Chuck crew. It's certainly a good fit for them.
Yeah, especially with the comic book. I guess the Chuck comic book, the preview of issue number 2 is now available. And you'll be seeing it here in the podcast feed. I hope that I can get my hands on those soon. They look really, really cool. Actually, that reminds me, very, very exciting on a personal note, the TV show that I shared with everybody that I've been working on, Ink, Alter Egos Exposed, about comic book authors and the deeper themes of comic books, started to air here in Canada a few weeks ago and has been getting some really great reviews, including TV Guide gave it a great review. And there's been some real positive press, and lots of people are sharing that they want to see it in the States. So if you want to see it in the States, which I'm sure if you saw it, you would love it, you can go to, the link will be in the feed, but you can go to vidcan.com/ink to see a little preview of it. And also there's a place where you can click to send an email to Sci-Fi or USA networks and ask to get it on your network.
Very cool. And if anyone wants autographs from Gray, you'll have to send us emails through mail at chuckpodcast.com.
Very funny.
Our own celebrity.
Yeah. And actually, my episodes of Property Virgins on HGTV US are going to be airing actually probably either this week or next week. So watch for those as well. My first episode is called Stan and Merrily.
What's the name of the series again?
It's called Property Virgins on HGTV.
Very cool.
And there's some really, really fun stuff on chucktv.net, including something about Hellboy.
You have to go to chucktv.net and take a look at that video clip of the commercial promoting the new Hellboy video game. The commercial is with Chuck and Hellboy playing a video game, and they're talking about having how cool it is and having fans. It is just a very, very funny whimsical video clip, and my son was watching it with me, and he is a big Hellboy fan. And of course, because he's only 8 years old, we don't let him to say the word hell, so he calls him Heck Boy. So he was tickled to pieces to see this video, because he watches Chuck as well, to see this video clip of Chuck and Heck Boy playing video games, which is what he loves to do. It was very, very funny. You have to check it out.
It is a hilarious clip, and they're complaining about how the government won't let them go out and do anything, so they're stuck indoors playing video games. It's funny. It's pretty ingenious.
Yeah. I love that stuff. Very, very exciting. Joshua Gomez and Zachary Levi, who of course play Chuck and his mighty sidekick on the show, played in the 50th annual Hollywood Stars game on Saturday, June 21st. And our field reporter, Roz, attended and filed a report with Liz.
So tell me about this game that you went to. I can't wait to hear about it.
Okay, so, first I had to sit through a Dodger game, which is fine, except that it was 95 degrees and 120 on a field.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh.
So by the time, and it went into extra innings, so by the time the celebrity game started, we were all ridiculously hot, and people had left, and so there were the few people that were staying for the celebrity game, and then everyone had to move down. So they basically, if you've seen Dodger Stadium, there's 4 main sections that go up, and everyone come down to the bottom.
Oh, cool.
So that you're closer to the game, which is great.
Yeah.
I was already at the bottom, so thanks to Todd. So Todd, who is at chucktv.com, or yes, chucktv.net, thank you for the